Thank you so much. Yeah, you know, sometimes I'm not speechless, but today it's really too much for me to handle. Seeing a doctor in the house of the goat farmers. Nice. So get thank you so much for welcoming and making him comfortable. Doctor, this is part of the team that we run this mighty organization with. We are not young, but we just look young. Sometimes I tell people that I am 103 years old because I'm 38 and I have experience of 65 years. So I am 103 years and most of these people are 90, 91, 70. They are very good in what they do. We do goat farming at a very large scale, but most importantly, we do it at the best scale. At least in Uganda, we may not be good at anything, but we are the best in goat farming. So, ladies and gentlemen, allow me not to waste doctor's time. We are going to join our hands and welcome the one and only engineer, Dr. Badru Kiggundu. Thank you so much. Come and speak to us, sir.
It's a privilege to be introduced by someone who is older than me. 103 years. Reminds me one time I was invited to a celebration. Someone's marriage life. He had reached 180 years old in the marriage. So when I went on my way going, I said, what? 100? Yet the gentleman is not even 80 years old. How did he reach 108? So how did he reach 103? Maybe today the puzzle may come up. We'll ask him someday to explain. But anyway, yeah, those are the lessons that we pick as we go on in life. Different lessons, and we should be prepared, each and every one of you, to learn something new every day. I tell my kids, well, now I'm almost, most of my kids are graduates and they have gone different places. So my home is almost me and the factory maker. But most times when I come home, I come with a bunch of newspapers and I throw them on the table. Please try to read these newspapers. But you youngsters are interested in all the time. There's something you are looking for. Either it's on YouTube or it is on. That impresses you more. But I said, please read something. Get something new in your brain. Then go to sleep. I've not had the chance yet to test them, whether they've learned anything. But anyway, I leave that to the younger generation. Not him, he's an old man now. I have to learn from him. Being the best goat keeper.
Yes.
Wow. Now, your group YPA has impressed me. I have a few briefs I wrote last night that I probably use along the way. Because I've been wondering, what is it that I'm going to talk to this highly motivated group of youngsters. The first person who came to my office, or to my ear, is Kanakulia. I don't know what position he holds in YPA. Kanakulia, and eventually he told me he's my grandson. I said, what? You're my grandson. What are your full names? Trevor Kanakulia. Who is your mother? Well, who is your father? For us here to become a grandparent, they don't have to, the sons or daughters don't have to be necessarily from your legs.
Yes.
No, no. He told me the mother, and the mother happens to be a daughter to my late brother, one of my late brothers. Late brother whom I used to have a good time with. We used to love each other. But God one day decided he had to go. Now, this daughter, I've not seen her for as many years as, all of you girls, when you get married, you disappear sometimes from the parents, especially from grandparents. So, but I didn't mind that. I said, who is your mother? This one. I said, oh, can I come and talk to you about YPA? What? I said, since you're my grandson, you can come, but I'll give you limited time. If I give you 20 minutes, you better come and use the 20 minutes. And you better come with points, facts that you want to share with me. Because 20 minutes is sometimes I consider it plenty of time. Unless the subject matter has relevance to what I'm doing, then we may get, but anyway, Kanakuya, thanks for bringing me to the openness of this world with organized youths like you. And I'm very appreciative, really, for this opportunity to come and talk to you. I told him I can only come and spend 30 minutes. But when I got here, I said, let me stretch it to about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. You're a highly impressive group, and I'm very, very highly impressed from day one. Not the day one I met Kanakulia. But anyway, I want to congratulate you for the achievement and the targets that I've been informed of. When you hear youth, when I was in the Electoral Commission, I used to get youth groups which were out to mobilize youths towards democratic election processes and so forth. I met a good number of them. Some of those I met, I've already retired from those positions, but they moved on. And we used to have a good time because I needed the youth to participate in voting. And I hope you all participated in voting, some of you during my time. Some of you may have stayed home saying, you have a card, they can be very careful. But I did enjoy the youth also I met. Now, so I want to congratulate you for the togetherness. There's something else I've learned, I picked. You don't borrow money. That's a very good cardinal principle. When I was during my years of studies in the United States, I spent about 17 years in the United States. So all my degrees I got from the US. But I used to have interactive occasions with highly educated people, highly successful people, white, black. To me, the color doesn't matter. I don't mind whether you are dark as charcoal or what. You're a human being. And I used to tell this to the Bazungus. I don't discriminate me because of my color, because you don't know why I am the way I am. Just like in religion, I don't accept to be discriminated against by say a bishop who would come and say, Kiggundu, because you are a Muslim, you will not go to heaven. I say, who are you? Do you know how I became a Muslim? Or do you know how you even became a Christian? The only principle that may be acceptable is I was born by Christian parents. But did you find out how did your parents become Christians? Me, I did find out how I became a Muslim. Why? Because as I've been growing in my family, I've been introduced to this guy, that lady as my auntie. But when you ask the two names, I am Christina Kiggundu, the other one is Joseph Rees. Then I used to ask my father, how did it happen that he is my father also? She's my auntie. She's of no similar religion. But when the years I spent with my father, I could not get the answers until I finished all my school, came back home, because the question still remained in my mind. And I did my fundamental research from all corners until I got to my grandfather. My grandfather lived in the years when various missions were coming into the country. And at that time he was an old man, living on an island here in Maokota. And for him, he would tell them, I am a tired man, and I'm a satisfied man with the religious environment I've lived in. And he would say, do you see that tree, that big tree? I go there and sit and say, God, through this tree, give me this. And I've been successful in getting whatever I wanted. So when these people kept asking, and why don't you become a Christian like me? Why don't you become a Muslim like me? Eventually I said, I'm sorry. Me, I'm a satisfied man in my belief. What I can do is to delegate 3 of my sons. Delegate one to Kibuli, the Muslims. Delegate one to Rubaga, the Catholics, and the other one to Namirembe. And for him, it didn't matter whether those 3 sons were born by the same lady, by the same wife. In those days, they would have, my great-grandfather had about 30 wives and so forth. So each of these sons went where he was delegated. And after some time, they came back. One at a time. Because they were supposed to come back and narrate what they've learned, what conviction, whatever, whether they've been convinced. Me, the first one was Mokasa, who was sent to Namirembe. Oh, Daddy. Those people with collars, and they preach the word of Jesus Christ. And I became so, I could not deviate from accepting that that's the right course. They even gave me a name. Gave me a name, yes. I am William. I am Joseph. I said, okay. The one who went to Rubaga, Daddy, you know the Basogas say, Mami Chakoba, my brother, if my brother has reported to you that way, I also, in Rubaga, I used to see those people with caps on the head and collars and adornations of different kinds, and I got convinced that that's the right way to follow. They gave me Petro, the name Petro. I said, oh, for Peter in Christian. And then the one who went to Chibuli, Daddy, oh, I saw those guys with the turbans, with white kanzus, and they preached the word of Allah. I could not walk away without accepting that that's the right course to follow. That gave me the name Suleiman. So my great-grandfather told those 3 sons. I'm happy, first of all, that you have come back. Number 2, you have fulfilled the mission that I sent you for. Number 3, I'm going to ask you one question. I'm going to ask you or give you a command. When time comes for service, for prayer, Friday go to the mosque. On Sunday you go to the Keresia, and then another go to the Kanisa. You know, I used to be puzzled the difference between Keresia and a Kanisa. But once you finish that prayer on that particular day, come home, remain one, because you are all my sons. You are from the same Ntumbwe. Huh? It's not that you are going no. Anyway, so that's how in my family. So, and I used to go.
That is how you became a Muslim.
Yes. Now I've never changed. I've never thought the desire to change, because I have a very good relationship with my brothers in the open world, in the open religious world. When you find us, we are so together in our wider family. Discrimination is not an option. We can't accept. So, anyway, thank you. Your achievements so far are very impressive, yes. I don't have to say more, because at this age of organizational arrangement, 18 years, and you have achieved a specialty in raising goats. You are talking in terms of thousands of goats. It's an impressive growth. So I'm proud of you, and be proud of yourself. Continue that motivation. Continue that energy that you put in. Don't accept any dissuading impressions thrown at you. I encourage you to stay steadfast. One thing I've learned in life is never quit. Never quit. Once you have set your mind to something, work towards it until you achieve it. If you have not achieved it in the time you've set, don't say I'm a failure, because failure is no option. Just sit down and consider, why is it that I've not achieved what I targeted? Examine yourself, examine your environment, immediate environment. Maybe you've had a lot of unfair play. There are so many youngsters who want others to just play football or gambling in the evening. What are the benefits? When I was the head of department of civil engineering in Makerere, one time I had a parent who came to my office. He was almost bleeding. I said, "What's the matter with you, old man?" He said, "I have a problem. My son told me he cannot take exams because he did not pay the fees." I said, "Yes, that's true. But the policy of the university is no examination administration to anyone who has not paid full fees by the time the exams are set." And I gave my son money. I said, "What's the evidence? If your son has not produced a university receipt for having paid that money, then I'm sorry." The man almost peed in his pants in my face. I'll tell you the facts of the matter at any material time. But don't make me. He said, "Dr. Kiggundu, if I were in that position, I'd be a multimillionaire." I said, "What? You see corruption? For any decision made incorrect, somebody will bring a brown envelope, and you allow a kid to go in." I said, "I'm sorry, I'm not that type. I am incorruptible. No matter how much money you may have, I'm sorry. I want to earn the money. I want to work for the money." So you have demonstrated that where you have achieved You have not lived on grabbing anyone's extraneous resources, but from your own. There's an organization, I'm a chairman of University Council. It's a small university here at the old Kampala Mosque here, called the Islamic University College. Grappling with the resources and so forth. I said, I made a proposal. Let us register 1 million Ugandans, and more so Muslims, 1 million. And let us ask each one to contribute 2,000 shillings a year. What is 2,000 shillings a year? If even you youngsters here, 2,000 shillings can get lost in your pocket and you will not bleed. You will not be there showing anger, walk aimlessly. That's 2 billion shillings. How can we fail to manage a small institution at that level of contribution? 2,000 shillings. So when I saw the goal of that tower, I said, you can raise that money within yourselves, small amounts. 2,000 shillings, even if you said it per month, none of you can fail. All of you looking at your faces, none of you can fail to raise 2,000 shillings a month. And you get over, you make an achievement. So stay determined, you will get to places. So never quit, never believe in impossibilities. The word impossible, one of my friends in the US when I was still there, very successful, he said, Kiggundu, you should never believe the word impossible should exist in the dictionary. So there should be nothing impossible. There are some phone calls I cannot resist from, so but this one I can. So please, the other one is be faithful to yourself. Be faithful. If you are not faithful to yourself, you'll not have faith in your next neighbor. You will not have faith in your partner. Be faithful to yourself, within yourself. Be a good believer. There's that powerful person up there. I mean, I don't know whether to call it person, but some being that covers all of us. Whether I'm a Muslim, you're a Catholic, you're a Protestant, there's some superior creation. Do you have a firm belief that you are being overseen in what you are doing? I'm sure with the success you have achieved, I can't doubt that you are very faithful and you are good believers in whatever part of the equation. You need to live a life of goal setting. You need to set goals. It's only goals it's only defining goals that you can be targeting. You say this year you have 200,000 something goats. Maybe next year you want to reach a level of 300,000 or 400,000. Targets. That's a goal. Work towards it. Find out what is it that we need to do to make sure the goats multiply fast. Should we import South African goats? I know I've been traveling. I was in South Africa last week, and I was not talking about goats and so forth. I had gone for something else. But I know goats from South Africa are really admired. The breed, wherever it came from. Well, each female goat can generate what? Three what do you call them? Kids? Yeah, at a time. You want to start importing and infusing some breeds from other stock, other breeds in the other countries. The choice is yours, but you have a goal. You need to set that goal. And I have no doubt from what I've seen, from what I've heard, that you can fail to achieve your goals. Remember, success is never a destination. I hear people say, I've achieved. Yes, when I got my PhD in 1981, many of you were not born, of course. I saluted the one up there for the achievement. But I asked myself, what next? Can I just sit back because I've achieved this and the PhD will bring what I need? No. So success is a journey. It's never a destination. And when you reach a certain milestone, look at it as a milestone. Be thankful to number one up there, to anyone who may have helped you along the way. Be thankful. And have memory of whomever has held your hand up, not down. There are people who want to pull your hand. I don't like it. I want somebody who comes to talk to me, but to build me up from where I am to where I can go. You don't have to fall in love with everybody. The intimate, and you ladies, watch out. We as males are very good at trying to get to you quickly and then run away from you. So if you subdue, if you submit, that's your choice. But stay firm, love yourself, admire those who come to you, wish well others as you wish yourself, and as I said earlier, never accept failure. Be an achiever. You should always ask yourself at the end of the day, what have I accomplished? There are people who come to the office and as soon as they enter, so I'm glad I've reached. And those who are bosses especially, they can take their jackets off their bodies and put it behind their chairs and walk out. Anybody who comes in the office, sees the jacket there hanging, says, oh, he's in. But the presence is not. So that is very deceptive. Stay away from that deception, that kind of environment. If your jacket is there, make sure if you are away from it, there must be a reason. Let somebody know. Are you in a meeting in the next boardroom? Or are you having a discussion in somebody else's office? But at least responsible. Somebody walks in, 8 o'clock, I'm set. 5 o'clock, walk out. But at the end of the day, ask yourself, have I accomplished? And what is it that I've accomplished? Today I had to write a proposal for securing, say, 100 goats. Did you accomplish that proposal to the end? Yes, you've been here 8 hours. You want to be paid 8 hours. And we Africans, we have a problem sometimes. We want to be paid for what we have not done. When I entered the Electoral Commission, I thought I would introduce the clocking mechanism. Brought in one machine, put it out there at the door, and within 1 week somebody had poured salt in it. So it was no longer working. And my head turned around. And I've heard of that in many places. We don't want to be timed. Why? What's the problem? But you want to be paid full salary at the end of the month. You better be self-accounting. Represent yourself well. I saw you when the big man entered, everybody stood up. I talked to my Muzukuru yesterday and I said, I'm going to come dressed like him. Yeah, anyway, that is history now. It should always be an example. I like to hear people when they come to my office and say, "Oh, I had never thought I would ever come close to you." What's the problem? Some people you shake hands with them. They say, "I'm not going to wash my hands for the next couple of days." I say, "I'm not godly." So never put yourself in a godly position. I'm human, just like you, any one of you. I eat food like you do eat. Somebody wanted to offer me a breakfast upstairs. I said, "No, I'm sorry. I've already had breakfast. I can't have two breakfasts in the same morning. Maybe another time when it is set that way." So watch sometimes what level of input. Otherwise, I'm so impressed. Once again, I wish I could spend more time and tell you more about his historical events that time may never allow. And what's your title? Operations Officer. I understand he's an author of books. He has promised to give me a book. I promised to give him a book also. So, but that would be his. If he chooses to share with the big man here, that would be his. So, but otherwise, be prepared to write, document something about yourself before you ever leave this planet. Your organization is worth recording, getting publications about, because it is a born organization from fundamentals. I'm so proud to have known you. Unfortunately, I cannot spend as much time as you may want with me. I know that my Mozukuru, when he brought the letter of invitation, we thought you can't even go to our farm in Gomba. I said, that's an expression of wishful, but someday, I don't want to say today, tomorrow, but someday. Maybe next year, because this year is almost gone. Very soon I'm going on holiday for 1 month, and I'll be out of the country. But when I come back, I'll continue dialoguing with you, and to see you when it is possible, particularly on a weekend, Saturday. And witness the marvels of creation, of your minds. Please, we want you. We love you. We want you to stay alive. We need you to remain that industrious, productive, and you make a substantial niche in the youth club, the youth life of this country. You are the future of this country. Many people believe in, I want to borrow. And many people want to spend what they don't have. When I was head of department, and even eventually when I became dean of faculty of engineering at Makerere, prospective graduates would come to my desk, would come to my office, seated like him in my chair. Mr. Dean or Mr. Head of the Department, I'm planning to have a graduation party. And I said, what? Graduation party? And here is my budget. You look at the budget of, then it was 4 million, 5 million. Wow. I said, what? I was not even earning $1 million salary. By the time I left my career as a dean,
6 months of salary.
When I was dean of the faculty, I was earning 700,000 shillings. My career scale then. Now they are talking in terms of millions. So I would turn them away. Ask them, have you earned any money? You are going to graduate, yes. But your first thinking is expenditure. Somebody else's sweat. Please, forgive your parents. Walk out of my office. Oh, they would go away disappointed. There was one parent, unfortunately, he passed on, who was my friend. He had 2 sons who he had been sponsoring privately. And they graduated the same day. They came to him and said, Daddy, oh, thank God we have accomplished. Now we want a graduation party. Daddy looked in the eyes and said, who's been sweating to pay for your fees? And even allowances. It's me. How much of the allowances that I've given you over the 3 years you have saved? Both of you. They had done some homework. We have 600,000 shillings saved. Said, okay. Go to Chibuye. First of all, forget about these ties. Because many of the graduates would think after graduating you need to look highly professional, tie and jacket and so forth. So no, forget about that life. You have achieved. But go to Chibuya there. There are trucks which bring matoke from Barara, from where? Use the 600,000 to invest in wholesale purchase of bananas. Have your hips on the floor. Buyers will come. One who wants a single bunch, whatever. Let's see how that money works. After you've raised enough to hold the party, even if it is 10% short, you can come to me for 10% extra support. Now those kids went and took off all these long sleeve shirts and really looked workers. Within about 6 months, they had raised enough money. But what they thought of was to hire fellow graduates to come and join them, and now they have become bosses. Like your colleague is now like a boss, you know. I'm sure he's a boss. They thought they sought an office building, hired a room, and started sitting really, but they never made a party. And Daddy never heard of any pleas. Anyway, those examples I have got too many, and I don't want to burn your time. Otherwise, I've been so privileged, highly privileged, to meet a motivated youth group. You are a source of inspiration, and there's hope, as far as I'm concerned. And I don't know if I have a chance to meet the top man in this country. I'll throw in a word and say, hey, some youth, there's future for this country. So, but the rest is yours. Okay.
Guys, let's stand up and give him a big round of applause.